North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper and members of the coronavirus task force will have an update on the spread of the virus. In addition to the number of cases, we do expect to hear some guidance of a possible mask requirement in the state that could be crucial to avoiding another shutdown. Today's briefing scheduled for 2 o'clock. We'll bring that to you live and on our WSOC TV news app. Right now, the CDC says the Carolinas are seeing some of the sharpest increases in cases and hospitalizations in the country. Studies also show that both Carolinas are among the states where people are least likely to wear a face mask. And requiring a mask has been the source of heated debate, not only in Charlotte.
Yeah, in Raleigh, this issue is becoming increasingly partisan. Eyewitness News reporter Gina Esposito is live for us in University City to break all of this down for us.
Well, starting tomorrow at 4 p.m., the city of Raleigh will require face coverings in public spaces where social distancing is very difficult. Now, while state health officials have said in North Carolina that face masks can help slow the spread, that message has divided the state legislature. Most Republicans and staff members are not wearing masks. Most Democrats are. WRAL reports there are now fewer safeguards in place for lawmakers in the Capitol. Temperature screenings were dropped this week. There's also very little social distancing. Some Senate Democrats have asked Senate Leader Phil Berger to enforce the guidelines. Senator Terry Van Dyne says she doesn't understand why it's become so politicized.
And we're not demonstrating that kind of behavior here. We're letting people think that this is over, and it is not.
Meanwhile, here in Mecklenburg County, leaders are discussing our own face covering mandate. Now, the county, they can't impose restrictions without each city and town agreeing to it. And Charlotte, our government reporter Joe Bruno asked Mayor Vi Lyles whether city leaders are considering a mask mandate.
I wear mine all the time. You wear yours all the time. So that's an example that I think people should look at and live by.
Health Director Gibby Harris said the #1 concern is enforcement, and CMPD agrees. Deputy Chief Jeff Estes says he's not sure how many people have access to masks, so he sees some problems with enforcement. Back to you.
And a lot to follow up on here, Gina. Thank you. Also happening today, officials in Gastonia will once again hand out face masks to people who need them. So speaking to that accessibility issue, this is the second Masks for Gastonia event during the pandemic. The city gave away 1,500 masks in just 2 hours back on June 7th. Well, today's giveaway runs from 5:30 until 7:30 tonight. It's at the Farmers Market on Long Avenue.
And new this morning, the FAA will not require you to wear a mask on your next flight. Instead, it is leaving that decision up to the individual airlines. USA Today reports part of that decision comes down to uneven and difficult enforcement. Earlier this week, we told you that American, Delta, and United, they will require passengers to wear a mask. Those who don't will be kicked off the flight. United's mask policy goes into effect today.